In slightly over 20 years, Netflix has gone from a DVD by mail rental company to the biggest form of streaming media in the world. This video essay looks at Netflix's history using an average yearly stock market price as an indicator of the company's performance, whilst picking key dates within the company's evolution. We have used online critic aggregator Rotten Tomatoes as an indication of how content is received, and we will look at how sustainable this form of media is and whether Netflix can sustain its own growth. Before Netflix, if you wanted to watch something other than what was on your TV, physical media such as VHS tapes or DVDs were your only option. At this time, renting physical media was very popular, and Blockbuster was the place to go. You would search through aisles and aisles of film and TV and rent them out for a number of days. However, this came with a big problem: late fees. If you couldn't return a film on the day you'd agreed, the late fees started to grow, in some cases to ridiculous costs, which could have paid for the film several times over. It was actually these late fees that prompted Netflix CEO and co-founder Reed Hastings to create Netflix, inspired by his gym's business model of having members pay a flat price for unlimited use, and of course abolishing late fees. Members would pay a monthly fee to Netflix and would have DVDs sent to their home for as long as it would take to watch them. In 2000, Reed Hastings actually approached Blockbuster to sell Netflix for $50 million and was apparently laughed out of the room. Fast forward to May 23rd, 2002, Netflix, a DVD by mail rental company, joined the stock exchange. Boasting 600,000 subscribers, Netflix continued to dominate the DVD rental market through 2003 and 2004 and made steady gains, prompting Netflix to do a 2-1 stock split. Companies will generally do a stock split when their stock price increases past that of its market, in order to make it appear more affordable to buyers without affecting the company's capital. By splitting the stock, in this case a 2-1 stock split, would mean for every stock you own, it would be doubled. Equally, however, its worth would also be halved. By 2007, it was time for Netflix to evolve into online streaming. When we look at the average yearly stock price, Netflix dropped by over 15% as a result of this investment. Netflix stock price, however, continued to rise, and in 2010, Netflix began its global rollout, starting with Canada on the 22nd of September 2010 for $7.99 a month, and continuing onto Latin America from the 5th of September 2011, and completing its rollout to Latin America, Central America and the Caribbean by September the 12th, 2011. Although 2011 was a relatively successful year in terms of its global rollout, it also contained one of Netflix's biggest blunders, Quickster. Launched on the 19th of September 2011, Quickster was a rebrand of the DVD by mail operations at Netflix. However, this was rejected by the American audience, who not only now had to pay more, but for those who enjoyed the DVD by mail service, now had 2 accounts to manage. As a result, 800,000 subscribers and 10% of their yearly revenue was lost, and on the 10th of October 2011, less than a month after its inception, Netflix abandons Quickster, causing the company's stock to drop considerably. By the end of March 2012, Netflix bought the domain DVD.com and claimed it had no plans to split its DVD by mail services and its streaming services. However, by early 2016, Netflix had quietly rebranded its DVD by mail service to its DVD.com domain. By September 2012, Netflix had launched its original content with Lilyhammer, which was critically acclaimed. Netflix had invested a risky $100 million into 2 seasons of House of Cards. Investing in talents such as 2-time Academy Award nominated director David Fincher and 2-time Academy Award winning actor Kevin Spacey. The first season was a success and acquired a total of 9 Primetime Emmy nominations, with 3 of those winning, and for the second season it was nominated for 13 Primetime Emmys, this time winning just 1. When you consider not only the show's critical acclaim, but how the show helped to revolutionize the way we binge TV today. For example, released in 2017, 40 million people in the UK enjoy watching serialized shows back to back. $100 million no longer seems like such a gamble. Fast forward to 2016 and Netflix has virtually launched across the globe, excluding markets such as North Korea, China, Syria and Crimea. Although Netflix has struggled with its original content in feature-length movie form, it has continued to thrive in its serialized form of storytelling, with critically acclaimed shows such as Orange is the New Black, Sense8, Narcos, Master of None, Stranger Things, The Crown, and the Marvel franchise, to name but a few. However, Netflix's serialized content are not without its misses and/or controversy. 13 Reasons Why is a good example of this. Whilst 13 Reasons Why was a success in regards to its viewership, a study by the University of Michigan claims that about half of the teenagers involved in the study who had watched the show said it had heightened their suicide risk. However, Netflix have made moves towards creating a safer environment for fans, such as creating a helpline website from the show. Netflix has consistently grown its amount of subscribers to over 130 million by the third quarter of 2018. Netflix continues to expand through its acquisition of Millarworld, which includes widely recognized IPs such as Kick-Ass and Kingsman, and its acquisition of widely respected content such as Black Mirror for a reported $40 million. Netflix is also keen on building corporate relationships with various different companies offering Netflix deals, primarily for business development. As we move towards 2019 and beyond, the competition for your streaming entertainment allowance is rapidly growing. Amazon Prime is currently Netflix's biggest rival, but other available streaming services include Mubi, Shudder, BFI Player, Flix Premiere, Hayu, Snag Films, Crunchyroll, and Now TV. And if that isn't enough, following AT&T's acquisition of Time Warner, Warner Brothers, with its vast content and large resources, will be launching a streaming service in 2019. And also Disney, following their acquisition of 20th Century Fox, are also launching a streaming service in late 2019. With all this content, one has to question the sustainability of this market and how much the average person is willing to pay for streaming content, and how much content is too much content. Either way, it offers a boom in projects for the TV and film industry, and looking at the progression in streaming, one has to wonder whether the traditional form of TV is in trouble, like Blockbuster in the early 2000s.